I'm Sean Brown. And I'm Jeff Selman. Welcome to this edition of Sports Center. We go first to Boston, where Phil Kessel and the Leafs were visiting the Bruins in Kessel's first trip back to the Windy City since the big trade. I'm pretty sure the Windy City is Chicago, Jeff. I'm pretty sure you're wrong, Sean. I'm pretty sure you're an idiot, Jeff. 2 minutes in, Marco Sturm off a Derek Morris point shot. Boom! It's his 9th of the season, and the Bruins are up 1-0. Not the kind of start the Leafs were looking for. Marc Savard with his 6th, and the Leafs are down 2-0. It was early on, though. No time to panic for the Leafs. Not until this Michael Ryder pass to Savard, who has his 2nd of the night. 4-0 Boston. And that would just about do it for Joey McDonald. Vesa Toskala in for the Leafs, and he makes a huge save. Just kidding, Mark Recchi scores. But Toskala came really close on that one of his better efforts of the season. With the score 6-0 Boston, watch the hand-eye coordination here as Luke Schenn scores on a beautiful tip. Although we should point out that it was into his own net. Typical Toronto media, always focused on the negative. You know what I find negative, Sean? The way you openly leave porn on your computer at the office. My wife watches the show, Jeff. Oh, I'm well aware of that. So it's 7-0 Bruins. And we move on to the second period. Tough start for the Leafs. Probably one of their 5 or 6 worst periods of the season. Early second period and Marco Sturm makes it 8-0 Boston. At this point, you really felt like it was starting to get away from the Leafs. Bad turnover by the Leafs, and David Krejci makes them pay. 12-0 Bruins. And that would spell the end of Vesa Toskala. Ron Wilson trying to shake the team up. He goes to Andrew Raycroft to start the third. Many question this move as Raycroft had been struggling lately. And also, he plays for the Canucks now. Right, so here comes another tampering charge. Marc Savard with his 7th of the game to make it 15-0. And I don't have to tell you that the Leafs' record when they give up the first 15 goals this year has been quite poor. Yes, they're 0-7 when that happens. Definitely an area of concern. The Leafs get on the board thanks to Nick Hagman. Could this be the spark the Leafs were looking for? I wouldn't bet the house on it. You mean the house you lost to your wife in that messy divorce? And Mikhail Grabovski adds one of his own to pull the Leafs within 13. I tell you, you can always count on this kid to come through in a tight game. I'm okay, it just grazed my ear. That's too bad. Back to the action, Glenn Metropolitan comes right back to make it 16-2. That one seemed to hurt the Leafs' confidence a little bit. Things go from bad to worse as Cam Neely beats Ken Reggett to make it 21-2. Yeah, Reggett really needs to make that stop to keep his team in the game. And now Bobby Orr gets into the action with a nice solo effort to make it 24-2. That was a pretty goal, Sean, but I really have to question why Orr was still out there at this point. Yeah, that one seemed a little excessive with the game mostly decided. And your final score sees the Bruins edge the Leafs 26-2. Those 2 late goals by Toronto made it respectable, but this one was never really in doubt. Yeah, the score probably flatters the Leafs a bit here. To be honest, the Bruins could have had more if they hadn't have all left the ice with about 10 minutes left in the third. Yep, they only scored 2 more after that happened. Although technically, both of those were scored by Mike Komisarik's face. He's certainly heating up. So a tough loss for the Leafs. Really a disappointing effort all around. This stuff didn't happen when Phil Kessel was still alive, Sean. And besides, working beside you every night gets me accustomed to disappointment. I hope you die in your sleep tonight. Coming up after the break, the Sharks fall to the Flames after Danny Heatley demands and is refused a hot dog at the first intermission. In his defense, it's been reported the pigs were raised in Edmonton, Jeff. Highlights next.